Welcome to the world of haunted gramophone tales, where every spin brings a new spine-tingling story. The German sleep experiment. The price of insomnia. The story of the German sleep experiment is a cautionary tale of greed and the dangers of playing with human lives. It all began in a dark basement laboratory in the heart of Germany, where a group of scientists conducted an experiment to test the effects of prolonged sleep deprivation on human subjects. The experiment was funded by a wealthy corporation and was conducted in complete secrecy. The subjects were 10 volunteers, all of whom were eager to participate in the experiment for the promise of a large financial reward. They were placed in a sealed chamber and subjected to a gas that was designed to keep them awake for an indefinite period of time. At first, everything seemed to be going well. The scientists monitored the subjects through cameras placed inside the chamber and seemed to be functioning normally. However, as the days went on, the subjects began to show signs of severe psychological distress. Dr. Hans Muller, the lead scientist, entered the chamber to check on the subjects. "What's going on in here? Why are you all so agitated?" he asked. One of the subjects, a man named Stefan, replied, "I can't sleep. I've tried, but my mind won't shut off. I feel like I'm going insane." Dr. Muller was stunned. This wasn't supposed to happen, he said to himself. The scientists quickly realized that the gas had altered the subject's brain chemistry in a way that made them unable to experience sleep. The subjects were trapped in a waking nightmare, unable to escape their own minds. As the subjects grew increasingly unstable, the scientists were faced with a dilemma. They knew that the experiment had to be terminated, but they were also afraid of what would happen to the subjects if they were released into the world. Dr. Muller summoned the representatives from the corporation that funded the experiment. "We need to end this now," he told them. "The subjects are beyond the point of no return. We can't just let them go." The representatives were unyielding. "We need to finish the experiment," one of them replied. "We've invested too much time and money into this. We can't just abandon it." The scientists were torn. They knew that the price of insomnia was too high, but they were also afraid of the consequences if they defied the corporation. In the end, they reluctantly agreed to continue the experiment. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The subjects were beyond saving, and their mental and physical health continued to deteriorate. The scientists were horrified by what they had done, but they were powerless to stop it. Finally, one day, the chamber door was found unlocked. The scientists entered to find that the subjects had escaped and had disappeared into the surrounding forest. The scientists launched a search party to find them, but their search was in vain. The subjects were nowhere to be found. Years passed, and the laboratory was eventually abandoned. However, strange rumors began to circulate about strange noises and ghostly figures being seen in the surrounding forest. The villagers whispered that the subjects had returned, seeking revenge on those who had inflicted such a cruel fate upon them. Years later, a group of hikers stumbled upon the abandoned laboratory. As they explored the area, they heard a faint whisper in the distance. Suddenly, they were surrounded by a group of ghostly figures, their eyes sunken and their skin pale. The hikers realized that they were face to face with the subjects of the German sleep experiment. Days passed, and the search party was unable to locate the missing hikers. The only evidence of their presence was a few scattered belongings and a strange, eerie feeling in the air. The villagers whispered that the subjects of the German sleep experiment had taken the hikers as their latest victims. Weeks turned into months, and the case of the missing hikers was eventually deemed a cold case. The abandoned laboratory was left to rot, its dark history forgotten by time. However, the occasional hiker or camper who ventured into the surrounding forest would sometimes report strange noises and ghostly figures in the distance. Years passed, and the story of the German sleep experiment became nothing but a myth, a legend told around campfires to scare young children. But for those who experienced the strange events in the forest, the memory of the missing hikers and the subjects of the experiment would never be forgotten. The story of the German sleep experiment serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers of greed and the consequences of playing with human lives. The price of insomnia is too high, and those who seek to exploit it may never be seen or heard from again. And if you don't want to be haunted by ghosts tonight, hit the like button and subscribe for more spooky content. Sweet dreams.